give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone at Ruwell. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is titled Passover, a solemn assembly. As you know, we're in the Passover service or the Passover ceremony since last night, evening, sundown, followed by the Feast on Unleavened Bread, which is pretty much the same thing. You know, you eat bread with no leaven in it for 7 days, which, you know, we went into it slightly the other day. Well, I did in the transit that basically leaven, cutting out the leaven in your diets and mainly your spirit, you know, the alt or the beef that you've had, you know, with brothers or, you know, just in general, the leaven, which is poisonous to the body if you consume too much of it. You know, like the scriptures say, a little leaven leavened the whole lump. So with that being said, you know, you want to make sure you have that leaven to purify your spirits out of your body. All right, because if you read in the scriptures, Exodus the 12th chapter, which is the Passover, which is a night of great judgments, okay, horrendous judgments from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you would know that Passover is nothing to play with. Passover is a very solemn assembly, okay, because the Lord's Passover, it was a solemn assembly because he knew what he had to go through. He understood the time that he was entering into, which was the final hours of his life here on earth. Okay, and he had to pretty much be the sacrificial lamb, where he had to be crucified for the nation of Israel, which that's a heavy fucking burden. Okay, honestly speaking, that ain't something that an ordinary man can take on. You know, the average man couldn't do it, and that's why Yahweh Shai was able to do it, and not just the average man. All right, because it was a very, very troublous night, knowing that you're getting ready to be put to death for a bunch of rebellious people, and just the pain you got to go through. You know, like one thing we like to say at the Great Millstone, you know, we are literally in the church of mourning, or the house of mourning, because when you look at brothers' testimonies, they're more solemn, they're more sincere, they're more austere, versus, you know, some groups out there, they decide to do things that's not so austere. Like everybody's Passover, like we kept our Passover according to the scriptures, okay, because the new moon is dictates the month, and the Shabbat is dictated or revolved around a new moon, 14-day evening, which is the second week of the month, which proves that you have a full moon in the sky. But you know, I believe that the majority of the camps, I believe they keep theirs around the time that Amalek keep theirs. You know, but if you pay attention to our Passovers versus their Passovers, they're not sincere. You know, they're charging people to come in. I don't like this shit in my face. Hold on, give me a second. All right, cool. I don't like that camera that close on my face. It's just, I don't like that. But anyway, basically, you know, their Passover is more on a line of having mirth. Okay, it's more on the line of having mirth, being more joyous, celebration. Okay, everybody come together, have a good time. You know, rap groups. One group, they went to a fucking strip club on a Passover or around the Passover. I believe it was like 2 years ago, them Sakari cats. After they did their Passover, they went to the strip club and them niggas was kicking it. Lap dances, niggas rapping and shit. Man, that ain't the fucking spirit to be in. All right, because what if the death angel, you think if the death angel was really activated like it was during the time of Egypt, you think that you cats out there will be at the Passover at a damn strip club, twerking on bottle girls and all that other shit? Hell fucking no, man. You ain't gonna be doing that because, hey, you're gonna be seeing people die. Okay, screams and kids being put to death because, hey, the Most High, he smote the firstborn of all the Egyptians, man. Why? Because they wasn't covered by the blood of the Lamb. They didn't put the blood on their doorposts because, for one thing, salvation is only for Israelites, man. Okay, so they wasn't protected in the eyes of the Heavenly Father. And on this side, they're not going to be protected because the coming 2/3 Jake is in the spirit of the Egyptians. Okay, which we're in spiritual Egypt right now. Okay, this is Sodom and Egypt. But you notice between our solemn assemblies and theirs, them guys, man, they think everything is a damn joke. You know, they charging to get in the Passover, always $100 a plate, $100 ticket. wear your best garment. We're going to have Jodeci there. Where's that in the scriptures? Okay, now you did have Josiah, I believe, that threw the baddest Passover in Israel, but those were different times. Okay, we're in a time of a solemn assembly, and on top of that, you model your Passover and your solemn holidays after the Lord himself. Why wouldn't you want to follow the moniker that Yahweh Shai has set? Okay, though you had several kings in Israel that didn't follow the Lord, out of all the kings that didn't follow the Lord, why wouldn't you want to follow Yahweh Shai? You know, like when we did our Passover service last night, it wasn't even a lot of, it was the camp, you know what I'm saying, give or take, you know, and the brother, you know, bought his seeds, whatever. And we did the Shabbat service. We had the bitter herb, the lamb, you know, the unleavened bread and the wine. And we ate it in haste, you know, with our shoes on, with our lines girded, with our staffs. Well, I didn't bring the staff, I left it in the car. But you get the point. We portrayed it like we was in an urgent to get out of Egypt, because we are trying to get the hell out of here, man. My prayer is always to Yahweh Shai to deliver us out of this land of this wickedness, of this fucking tyranny, man. Because, hey, brothers, every day you hear in slavery, you waxing worse and worse, meaning in the body, you know, your flesh is getting weak. You know, the foods you eat, it's a hellhole, man. That's why we pray to the Lord to get us up out of here. Pray that this is the last Passover we got to keep in this foreign and this wicked land, you know, because it tells you in Judges 5:11, it says, there from the land of drawing waters, they should rehearse the righteous acts. Okay, we're rehearsing. Rehearse goes into practicing. Okay, because in the kingdom, we're going to ultimately get it right. Okay, we're going to have it down pat. We're going to have the Hebrew down pat. Okay, the garments are going to be perfect. We're going to have the perfection of the Passover, and it's going to be a celebratory service as to getting delivered out of this place. So in the kingdom, the Passover itself, yeah, will be solemn assembly, but it will be more celebratory, because for the simple fact, it's celebrating on getting the fuck out of here, man. Okay, but it's going to be a joyous one, but it's still going to be a sense of urgency, because, hey, the scriptures say in 1 Peter 4:17, the righteous shall scarcely be saved. Okay, so it's going to be like a sense of, ooh, that was close. Okay, because when the missiles come, hey, you're going to have some elect men that's still here while the missiles are hitting, then they're going to get beamed up to the ships. And the celebratory and celebrating is when the Lord passes over this place and deliver us, man. Like it tells you, and I think it's Isaiah 31, I think. If I'm not mistaken, when the scriptures say that the Lord will pass over, and passing over Jerusalem, he shall deliver it. Okay, that's going to be that new Passover, because we're going to celebrate being delivered from this Egypt, okay, which is bitter by far. Okay, so, hey, that's going to be a time to remember when the Lord really finally take this place out. Because I don't know about you brothers out there, you know, and I'm not speaking, you know, ill or anything like that. I'm just speaking hypothetically, because I know y'all know. But, hey, the Most High is bringing plagues on this place, man. Okay, the Lord is dropping America like a bad habit. Found out there in, what you call that place? Palestine, Ohio. Found out that people are literally dying out there. Okay, animals are sick. People are getting sick. They feel like their lungs is on fire. Okay, the water is poisoned, which the Ohio River ties directly into the Mississippi River, which pours out into the Gulf of Mexico, which the Gulf of Mexico is connected to the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. So if those bodies of waters are contaminated, the scriptures tell you that that there should be wormwood, and that the waters are going to be poisonous. You know, the drinking water is going to be poisonous. The land is going to be poisonous, the air. So we definitely need Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. We definitely need deliverance. Because I want to say last week sometime, I want to say last Sunday, we had a storm out here in KC. It's like a thunderstorm. Thunderstorm, snowstorm, whatever. But like when I woke up in the morning, the brother texted me. He like, hey, you can go outside and look at your car. I'm like, all right. So I go out there, and all of a sudden it was like this brown hue, like dirt almost. But you could tell it was like something chemically enhanced. It was on my damn vehicle, man. And all the cars around us, we had like this brown hue on it. You know why? Because that explosion or that derailment that Esau has caused in Ohio and different parts of the United States, that shit is airborne now, man. You know, it's airborne. That's why you saw that brown dirt, because since when it rains, dirt out the damn sky. And on top of that, the chemtrails that they're spraying in the air, the chemicals, the barium oxide, and on top of that, these particular derailments with these hazardous chemicals in the air, we're literally breathing in poison, man. Okay? And Jake don't even realize that. They're just so fucking blind and oblivious to what the hell is really going on here in Babylon the Great. That's why, hey, the 2/3 of you, the Lord gonna leave you here. Okay, you're not going in the ship with that attitude or with that old spirit of yours. Because what Israelite kept the Passover yesterday outside of the believers of Yahweh Shai, man? Nobody. Jake was out there turning up. It was 70 degrees outside. You know, Jake out there turning up, you know, getting drunk at the park, you know, which is nothing wrong with having a drink on a nice day. Shit, you know, Saturday at the camp, shit, I went to the park, had some drinks and shit, you know, got nice. But you do it in perspective, you know, versus Jake, this is all that they do. They wake up, they flaming up the busy every morning, getting high, you know, going to work, trying to make the money, which we only go to work because we have to, not because we want to. Like, you know, the brothers and myself, we was discussing last night. He was talking about how waking up in the morning is just like, it's a fucking burden, bro. You know, you getting up 5 o'clock in the morning and you running this goddamn rat race, trying to go make money that has no value to it to pay a bunch of bills that you're in debt to every month, man. It's not living, okay? This is clearly not living, you know? And this is not the way to live. This is hell. This is torture. You know, no matter how good of a job you got, man. You may have a gravy-ass gig, but it is the fact you got to work on somebody else's terms and conditions. Versus in the kingdom, you know, you plant a vineyard is because you're going to want to do it. It's because you're going to want to do it. You're going to have pleasure in doing it. Like my brother said it yesterday. He said in certain countries, he said the most work you do a day is waking up and preparing your meal, what you're going to eat for the evening. That's the most work you do. Here you got an island, you got nature, you got chickens, you got a farm. You know what I'm saying? You got good food, good water. And the minute you waking up, you're just preparing your meals throughout the day. I could do that shit and not have to worry about nobody coming to shut my lights off. Okay, my gas, getting evicted. All of a sudden, they want to fucking go up on your rent, change the policies of work. You know, tickets in the mail. Oh, well, you ran a red light 10 years ago. We just caught up with you, so we taxed $1,000 interest on it. What the fuck? You know, just shit like that. It's constant a battle. It's constant a struggle. You know, and it's getting very, very old. All right. See what brothers tech. Man, y'all brothers going off. Y'all ain't post no scriptures, man. What y'all doing, man? Well, you can get Isaiah the 34th chapter, Isaiah 31, Isaiah 30. Okay, going into trusting in the shadow of Egypt, because that's what these people are doing. And honestly speaking, now people are burning out more. Like they got something which is called work burnout, that people, they just not even going back to work. Like after the pandemic in 2020, people like, fuck this shit. I'm not going to work anymore, man. For what? Because they try to sell you this work shit like it's a benefit to you. You know, they promise you all the benefits and how you help in the community. Is all psychological. Because what you got to understand about these major corporations, these CEOs and these presidents of the company, they have to do what they call psychological evaluations to get people to play their program. So when they write these policies and put them into play, basically they got to figure out how to get in your mind. That's the whole concept of work. It's all witchcraft. You know, like I was at a meeting Friday. Back in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm working around a bunch of overly diverse motherfuckers I don't even care to be around. I'm like, look, as long as I can continue doing my remote shit, I'll come in the office once a week, whatever. I'm cool with that. But speaking and doing all this other shit, I'm like, I just know. For what? Y'all put more on us than what we need to be doing, like for real. You know what I'm saying? It's not that serious. And me personally, I don't like talking to people. I don't like dealing with people. Like when y'all see me on the streets teaching, that's the spirit of the Lord in me. Me personally, I don't like dealing with people, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a people person. You may not, and people, they can't tell that. Like, oh shit, you seem pretty social to me. I'm really not a people person. I really don't like dealing with people, with the public. I prefer to stay out of the public's eye. You know, I prefer to do my job and be left alone. I don't want to go talk to people. I ain't trying to convince you. I ain't trying to sell you shit. You know, with people like, oh, you would be a good salesman, good real estate agent. Yeah, maybe so, but I don't want to have to do that. You know, talking to people and just dealing with people. I don't care to connect with people like that if it ain't got nothing to do with the faith or the truth. And that's just honestly speaking. You can say it's an asshole move. I don't give a shit. I just don't like dealing with these people because they're they're unreasonable. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's just they're unreasonable. And then you tell them a lie anyway. It's like if I gotta lie to you, then I don't want to talk to you for real, you know. But that's just me. You know, brothers may be different. And, you know, some form of fashion, you got to deal with the public in anything that you do. You know, like working for municipal services and stuff like that. You know, yeah, I deal with contractors and stuff like that, but that's very brief. And I can correspond with them in emails and all that shit. I ain't trying to go to neighborhoods and set up shop and try to educate people on something that honestly I don't believe in. You know what I'm saying? So supervisor, like, she's like, well, we gonna sit down and we gonna have a deep, thorough talk about what your strengths and weaknesses are. And I'm gonna straight up tell them, like, look, I mean, I can deal with people, I can talk to people, but I prefer not to do that. You know what I'm saying? Let me do some work around here. I really don't want to go out into these places and talk to these people. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I'm at the point now in my life, like, look, Lord, be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? The minute the Most High shut this place down, because the American economy is through. And what they're going to try to do is sneak this whole CBDC system, this one world government. They're going to really sneak that into fruition, which they're not even sneaking it. They're very blunt with it, but with the money system. Okay, they're going to, what they want to do, they want to crash the dollar, but they want to do what they call a soft crash. So therefore, they don't have too much chaos. But see, they ain't going to go down like that. Okay, how about you and how Shai is going to make this place fall. And when it fall, everybody's going to know about it, because once the American economy collapses, then you got to worry about the global economies collapsing, which they going to war behind that. So the minute that this dollar collapses, you better believe that, hey, World War III, that shit getting ready to go nuclear. Because now, by the U.S. currency being the reserve currencies of the world, most countries are backing on the U.S. for the reserve of the dollar. And this is why you got the BRICS nations, the OPEC nations. This is why Saudi Arabia is taking their reserves out of the U.S. dollar, because they know that the dollar is going for an inevitable crash. And when that dollar crash, that means bad for the rest of these economies. Okay? And that's what's going to cause them to go to war. That's why they want to set up a what they call the UBI, Universal Basic Income. Okay? Which everybody is under one currency, one healthcare system, or one draconian method of law. You know, and if you ain't playing ball with the New World Order, then basically you're going to be ostracized. Like, you know, we was watching the show The Last of Us last night, and you had pretty much a society that was under what they call draconian rule, meaning they had the martial law troops policing the people. Okay, you had a job that you can work, but basically you wasn't getting paid with real cash. They was paying their ass for cut up fucking pieces of brochure papers, man. But people use that as money because the system collapsed, you know? And there was a lot of killing, a lot of death, murdering. And the martial law troop told him, he was like, look, man, you get caught outside out the night. He said, it's hard to see in the dark. Shit may happen. Basically, he was telling him, like, look, if you sneak out, that's on you. But if I see you, then I'm putting you down. He told him straightforward. He said, hey, you get caught out the dark. He said, that's on you. So it's going to be like that in America real soon. When they setting up barricades, you ain't going to be able to go to one place without the proper credentials, which is the CHIP. In order to cross over state lines, you're going to have to be registered in that system. And you people, you let it get to that point. And really, it ain't even you people. It's really how about you and how shy. Okay? Because the Most High kept you Americans blind and dumbed down so they can pretty much be allowed to take over your societies, man. Okay? Because honestly speaking, when I think about it, I'm like, why the fuck are these people ain't really riding? Here you got locked down for the C-19. They forced jabs upon you. Okay, you people are literally dying by the millions. People are dropping dead like crazy from drinking that fucking juice, man. All you people that drunk that juice, sooner than later, you're going to give up the spirit, man. One day, your fucking heart just going to stop. Okay? You just going to stop. And those of us that's been around y'all people, man, that's fucking with our bodies now. Okay? And the dude broke it down. He said, look, technically, if you're around people that drunk that juice, you could just be around them and breathe the same air. That shit can kill you, man. But, you know, the Lord got mercy on us, technically, because technically we all are technically drunk off that shit because everybody around us drunk that shit. Like, when I come around people that drunk that juice, my heart start pounding, I get dizzy, I get lightheaded, and I ain't never had a health issue a day in my fucking life, man. Now, all of a sudden, I'm suffering from all kinds of shit. You know, being around you fucking people that drunk that goddamn juice. We suffering because of you. This is why we got to get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Fucking feel like I got asthma, some shit. I've never had any type of health problems a day in my life until this shit came about. They spraying all this bullshit in the fucking air. Times I feel like my fucking heart finna stop. You know what I'm saying? In and out of the fucking emergency room over some dumb shit. You You know what I'm saying? But it's all through the mercies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because these bodies are breaking down. They're old. The foods we putting in it ain't nutritious enough. It's just a shit show, man. You know? But the Lord gonna come get us. I got faith in that. You know? So just keep the faith, brothers. You know, you few sisters out there that watch. Keep the faith, man. You know, we in the Pesach. The Lord is really passing over, man. And honestly speaking, I hope at the Passover this week, I hope that great judgments really commence. Okay, I hope that people really start getting fucked up out here, especially in Kansas City, man. Because you people in this fucking city, this shithole of a city, you swear to God that you on some motherfucking level, and you niggas here ain't nothing but y'all the late bloomers of this society, man. Everybody gets whiff of what's going on in the world, and you people get it last. Even when it comes to wardrobe, you people in KC, you last to get everything, because you overlook, man. But we're not even going to take away from the fact that this is a very important city to Esau, because Esau's blessing is right here. Okay, it makes sense. We're right in the middle of Babylon the Great. Okay, Topeka, Kansas is literally the smack dab middle of Babylon. Okay, and Kansas City, Missouri is like an hour away from Topeka. So we're literally in the middle. Because when people think of Kansas, they think of Dorothy land. And it is a lot of farms because it's the Midwest. But it's far from fucking Dorothy land. This city is just like any other wicked ass city in America. Just like Philly, just like Chicago, just like Miami, Orlando, LA. It's all the same shit. You got grimy ass niggas everywhere in here. You see? Everywhere you go. So this city is pretty built up. It ain't out here. You don't see fucking tumbleweeds in the city here. No, they got a metropolis here. They got restaurants. They got bars. You got nightlife here. Shit, niggas be turning up in this city, man. You know, you got drug dealers. You know, even though, you know, they trying to update it, you know, because it's an older city, but still. It ain't what people think. You know, in Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas, it's two different states. Okay, you got Missouri and you got Kansas. All right, people like, oh, you from Kansas? No, I'm not from fucking Kansas. I'm not from Missouri. The Lord just brought me here. You know what I'm saying? But we got an important job to do, and the Most High is gonna take this place out. Coincidentally, KC been getting a lot of publicity lately because they getting ready to bring the FIFA World Cup here in 26. Which I don't think they're going to make it. Lord's will, they don't. I believe the NFL drafts is coming here next year, and they building this place up. The Last of Us shows 4 and 5 took place in Kansas City, Missouri. Though they didn't film it here, it was a generic knockoff of the city. But nonetheless, episodes 4 and 5 did take place here, which is very important. And I didn't even know that playing the video game, because I'm into the game The Last of Us. I got parts 1 and 2, which is a damn good game. I never knew that that particular episode was in Kansas City, Missouri. I didn't know that until I started watching the show. So the Lord is showing us something here. Babylon the Great, and the Lord got something special for this fucking city, man. All right, I don't know what. I don't know. The Lord may bring an earthquake here of 10.0 and level this bitch, because we on the new Madrid fault line, which is connected to the San Andreas fault line. That's the spirit 044. That's the spirit mercy. Call all y'all about your outside. You know, but the Lord is going to do something big to the state of Missouri. The state of Missouri is a cave state anyway. The elites operate heavily here. St. Louis, the same thing. That's a wicked ass city. You know, full of jakes, full of niggery. You know, full of debauchery. You know. But anyway, yeah, brothers, man, I'm gonna end it there. Getting all praises and glory and honor that's due to you. How about you, how Shai, about Sherman Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. With that, Shalom, Lord's where you were edified. Until the next lesson, Shalom, and a Bible ball. Shalom.